Hey, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the Brown Gen. This is an Ask Me Anything. So, as always, make sure you come in and just, whatever it is that you want to talk about, let's get into it. But I also have some stuff to talk to you about the market. So, we'll start with that first. Now, before we get started, as usual, just remember nothing I say here is financial advice. I'm just a guy on YouTube. Okay, so please do your own research and make sure you follow me on all tech. So that's YouTube, Twitter, follow me on the bank, and my services are linked down below. Now, I asked you guys this question on either yesterday's or the day before's live stream. How are you feeling about the market? And overwhelmingly so, the answer came back boring. Although, it was kind of split, right? Like boring and exciting were almost like 2 votes apart. So in this video, I want to talk a bit about what we just experienced, what I think is going to happen in the next weeks, months, if I truly believe that this is a bear market, what I think you should be looking at doing right now, and also a lesson that I hope you take with you for the next time we are on euphoric mode. I know it's very hard. It's even something I've got to remind myself. Now, I did show this in the previous video, but it's very clear here that the market has definitely turned somewhat bearish. We went from being greedy, we are now fearful. If you take a look at Bitcoin has been holding up somewhat decently well. It's ranged between 98K, 96K, 99K, in that range. Ethereum has gone from 2,100 last week to 2,900, and it's ping-ponging now between 2,900 and 2,600. So obviously, this is not just a V-shaped recovery like all the influencers were telling you, right? They were telling you, oh my God, when David Sachs goes online, the market's going to boom. And I was telling you guys, nope, I believe it's going down. I believe we have to fill in the liquidation wick. And the market seems to be playing out in that sense. So, want to make it very clear, this is not a sort of short term, or like a short window where you have to buy right now. Because if you look at the price of Ethereum now compared to December, you're like, wow, it's about 50% higher to get to the 4K that we were at. But I believe we're going much lower. And I hate saying that because Ethereum used to be one of my biggest bags. It still is a big part of my portfolio, but it's not as big as it was a week ago, obviously. Now, let me show you some advice, some guidance from Brian Rast, who is a very famous poker player. I believe he's won the Poker Players Championship. He's been in Bitcoin and crypto for a long time. Basically, I'm going to go to this part, which is if you're in crypto, you're already doing well, right? Most people don't have the proper exposure to crypto, but those who are in it get really bad advice. Why? Because we live in a world where any idiot, any stupid person can tell you what to do. You have these very loud people who may have been early in the space who are out there telling you to do stupid things. And because they have big followings, you think that they are the people to trust. But they're typically the people who are looking to steal your money. Most of them are broke, which is crazy. I saw somebody with 100K followers, that they've built up over the course of 5 years, throw it all away to rug people for $30,000 this week. $30,000. They give up 100,000 followers, likely very genuine followers, but it doesn't matter. They're broke. They want the money. They're cashing out. So be it. Got to be very careful who you can trust. So Brian Rast is not a crypto influencer, but he's sharing some insights which I agree with, which is your general strategy should be to invest or trade such that you're building up your Bitcoin bag, right? Bitcoin is the only true value storage in crypto, right? It's not ETH, it's not Sol, right? All of those come with risk. The safe pile is Bitcoin, right? You play with the risk pile, so you can play with it. You don't want to be there too long, right? Which is why in the cycles, we deviate, we go into the riskier assets, and we come out of it, we go into fiat, right? And then when Bitcoin's bottomed, we add to Bitcoin. Now that we have ETFs in play, we may not be getting the luxury of getting Bitcoin at such low prices in the bear market. So once again, it's up to you to decide how you basically build your portfolio. There's only one clear winner in the safe pile, which is Bitcoin. There's no second best. And basically, he's not saying don't trade everything, don't get into other coins. You can definitely make a lot of money that way, but you don't want to sit there and basically hold those coins after. I know a lot of people who will go from cycle to cycle and they will hold random coins thinking that they will do amazing. And pretty much 99.9% of those times, those tokens either go to zero or they underperform severely in the next cycle, or they underperform Bitcoin. So this is why you want to basically look at what the safe asset is. I know it's not a fun thing to do, right? But I'm sure right now you're probably feeling, man, I wish I had more Bitcoin when all this is going on. Bitcoin is both safer and has more upside than ETH over a 10-year time horizon. I would compare Bitcoin to gold, the plus being additional properties on top of gold, which is like international remittance, offshore banking, lending products. Hitting gold's market cap is a mid 8x from here. And in my opinion, just gold is slightly bearish with potentially more upside, as Bitcoin can do a lot more than gold can, which is basically gold with utility. ETH is like large companies, more value accrual that come from things being traded on ETH than it is being held as a money / store of value. Amazon is a 6x. The largest company in the world, Apple, is currently a 9x. I'm not sure it has much more upside than that, and it could have less frequently due to competition. It can have a lot less due to competition, right? Too many people on crypto Twitter are completely lost in this regard. In a crypto chat, someone in October 24 called BTC 100K, 10K ETH for the cycle top. This was actually 0% to happen. It's just a symptom of people deep in the crypto streets who are lost in the sauce and don't get what is happening. Once all of crypto knows about a meme coin, there isn't another marginal buyer because nobody outside of crypto is buying that trash. That isn't how it works with Bitcoin. While you aren't early anymore, you are not too late. Now it's just a safe buy to hold over a long time horizon with outstanding returns. Bitcoin is likely in the process of being adopted by the world. Most non-crypto users end up buying Bitcoin, and now they easily can on ETFs or PayPal, etc. This is only going to get easier. Companies and governments are buying Bitcoin. They aren't going to buy utility tokens and other crypto coins because they aren't investing in companies' utility. They are storing value in a new form of money, digital gold plus. As the narrative continues to develop, Bitcoin allocation becomes much and then more of a staple for all portfolio allocations than gold, then financial products, then reserves. So basically what he's saying here is don't lose the plot, right? Like, I'm not a Bitcoin maxi. I used to be one, but I truly believe that Bitcoin is where your safe pile is, right? Bitcoin. And obviously, if you think Bitcoin is going to drop even more when the cycle is done, which it can, then you can go into fiat, right? But don't forget, fiat also has issues. So the reality is you decide what you want to do. We sort of know exactly what's going to go on. And by the way, for those of you wondering about what's going on here with this dump, I want to be very clear. Trump has, I believe, threatened Japan with tariffs. So it's exactly the same as last week. Exactly the same. Except this time it's not Canada and Mexico. This time it's Japan. And he put the threat out there. And that's why once that threat sort of started making the airwaves about 2 hours ago, Ethereum dropped from like 2760 all the way down to 2650. And that's why the market is coming down. Once again, short-term tariffs are like, what Trump is doing is going to be good. Long-term is going to be good. Short-term is going to suck. We're going to feel the pain. Okay. So couple things here. Just one last thing from Brian Rass before we move forward, which is, while I'm truly sorry many crypto Twitter peeps are buried right now, it's also a good wake up to reality. Bitcoin is down 10% from all-time highs, while most memes and shitters are down 50 to 90% plus. Even Ethereum is 50% below the all-time high from 2021. There's a limited demand for meme coins, and new meme coins come out all the time to compete from this dollar pool. And basically, look what happened to Trump. Bitcoin has no real competition in crypto. Like, once again, this is something that you read and you go, great. You know this now, right? Obviously, you have to remember this because when we will rise again, guys. We will be like a phoenix. We will rise. This is not the end. This is just a sort of short-term correction that we've got to deal with. Hopefully, it's done by the end of February. But when that happens, actually look at how long you're holding your altcoins. You don't want to be holding your altcoins. They're like playing a game of hot potato. You want to get in when it's cheap. You want to get in, you want to get in when it's cheap, and you want to get out before people start selling. Okay. This is a really cool video by the guy who posts memes, Naive Meme or whatever. He just took a video from online and put Bitcoin on it, and just look at this. This should be taught in college. Okay, we'll just play this. I'll just narrate here. Basically, the whale is selling their Bitcoin at 140, or their eggs at 140. The panic seller sees that they're selling for $10 cheaper, and then decides to drop their price to 100. The whale is interested, obviously, and the whale says, "Hey, wait a second. If you're going to sell for 100, okay, deal. I'll give you $100." So the whale takes $100 out of their pocket, gives it to the panic seller, takes their eggs, right, puts it up here. And now they're like, all right, well, I got no competition left. I'm now going to get rid of the $140 price tag, and now I control the market. So yeah, let's put $350 here. And the panic seller is sitting here like, just got played. This is definitely something that, you got to know what you hold. Obviously, this doesn't count for crap, but it definitely counts for things that are good, okay? Now, guys, I don't see many questions in here, so make sure you're asking questions in here because once I'm done here and I look at the questions, basically, if there isn't enough, I'm just gonna end the stream. So hey, it's up to you guys. This is a thing for you. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, okay? From the bear market bottoms, Bitcoin was doing incredibly well, right? Let's just take a look over here. 2022, $16,000, 2023, 25,808. all the way to 73K, finally making about 100K near the end of December. And then since then, we've been trading range-bound, right? So I haven't drawn any new lines, but you see, we've really held in this zone. This green zone has been held. You can see here our liquidation wick right here. This was the wick that happened on Sunday night here. Pretty brutal, right? To see that massive liquidation cascade come in. I believe, Wintermute was involved, and a bunch of other altcoins were also sold off. Now, not worried about Bitcoin because once again, Bitcoin's a safe supply. Like Bitcoin's one of those things where I promise, I believe anyways, you could literally get into a car accident and not worry. Right? You get in a car accident and not worry. You get in a coma as a result of a car accident and you're not worried. Why? Because it doesn't matter what happens. Unless it's a super bear market, Bitcoin is not going to just be oh, sorry, you should have sold it then, it's over. No, you're good. You hold Bitcoin and you're good. Okay. That's not the same with Ethereum. Now look at Ethereum. Ethereum has absolutely gotten wrecked, right? This hasn't even gotten to price discovery. Right? So you see here, we literally got to the highs on March 12th, right? March 12th right here. Then, May 27th right here. And then we sort of cascaded down. Now look, right here, we got back to $4,000. And then right here, we were holding the zone. Now here is the thing that I was sort of saying. So just take a look at this, okay? Just take a look at this, okay? Once we broke this level, I learned this from Jackus, by the way. If you haven't followed him on Twitter, I am Jackus. Incredible, very insightful. Once we lost this level, it was time to sell. Why? Because now the market structure is bearish. So what happened? Well, we had a massive liquidation cascade, went all the way to 2100. Now, a lot of people, a lot of maxis, a lot of bulls will tell you, oh, we're going to bounce back. You know how many times I've been hearing that? People have called me stupid and everything for saying that ETH is going to, at minimum, go back and test this, right? And what happens is they neglect to see what happened in August, which everyone is saying, oh, don't worry, it's going to be a V-shaped recovery. Like the day after this happened and it went to 2,900, people were like, oh my God, Brown Gent, like you sold like your ETH, like what are you doing? Like I can't believe you marked the bottom and whatever, right? But they don't look over here, which is, yes, you have a recovery, but you have to understand why the recovery happens, okay? Let me tell you a story, okay? The story here is the liquidation is happening. People are panic selling. Market makers come in here. They buy up this Ethereum. What do they do it with? Stablecoin, okay? They then are able to make a fantastic profit. So you go from here all the way up here. They made a 34% profit in less than a day on one of the safest assets in crypto. So what do they want to do? Well, this is where they accumulated. This is where they want to distribute. They didn't want to hold the ETH. They wanted the opportunity. So what do? They sell on people who are fearful that they're going to miss out if ETH keeps going up. So they're basically capitalizing on the fact that people are going to FOMO, right? They're like, oh, people who don't understand how these charts work are going to think that ETH's just going to like full send and go up. But the reality is they're just going to sell it off as we trade down. So what happens is every time we approach this, you get a violent pushback as the market makers are selling off all the ETH they bought here. This is exactly very similar to what happened over here, which is why it took a couple weeks for us to finally come back down and trade around this liquidation wick. The problem is this is a very weak area of support. Very, very weak, like looking back here. So if we come back here, which I think is a very high probability, I'm going to share with you once again what I did. I shared this with the Web3 Secret Society that same night, sort of let them know exactly what I'm doing. I believe that this is going to come down. Let me just get the stupid arrows. I never get this thing right over here. Yeah, okay. So I believe over the time, we're going to go back here, okay? We are going to go here. This is my thought, okay? I'm going to see if I can zoom in, I guess, so you can see it. Okay. Oh, God. No. I gotta refresh this. Sorry. Just because I want to make sure you see the full chart. Okay. Anyways, basically, we're going to go here, which is 2,100. Okay. And then once we're there, why the... Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. Okay. Once we're there, we're then going to either do one or two things. We're going to go up like this. That's one option. Or the other option is we come down here. Okay. This is where the main liquidity sits. Okay. This is where our next support zone is. So my plan is at this stage, I have freed up some money in stable coins across a bunch of wallets. Basically, I'm going to be buying 75% of my position here at 2,100 and the last 25% here, okay? This is what I'm doing. I'm not touching other coins. ETH is the weakest of the ones that I believe. And I'm not touching beta, even though some people will say, oh, like, you know, ETH beta is going to do worse. Well, actually, Pepe looks like it has a lot more strength than ETH. And Pepe was going up when ETH was going down in the bear market. So at certain levels, I don't think it necessarily has to go down that much more. Okay. So this is my ETH plan. And I sort of shared that on Twitter. I shared that on the Web3 Secret Society. Basically, you know, we're going to trade, like we're probably going to get some more candles like right here, you know, just trading sideways and lower. And then probably have a liquidation wick. We may even have a liquidation wick this weekend. Why? Because of what's happening with sort of that Trump tariff that he sort of proposed for Japan. Okay. So that could potentially, how this happens, this will also affect everything. It's not just Ethereum. It's going to affect every crypto because you're going to see mass liquidations across the board. Okay. Now, that being said, I think that like people are out here and they're still doing crime. Like, I hear a lot from because Bitcoin, but you guys know that the digital asset reserve that's being created, it's going to be used to confiscate people who did crime on chain. So this includes people potentially like FaZe Banks and like Frank the Gods, people who are basically trying to onboard celebrities and whatever and scam people through rug pulls. Like for example, FaZe Banks is here. He like basically FaZe Banks basically unzipped Kanye's pants on Twitter and basically was begging him to let him launch or help him launch his token. You know what I mean? Basically, if you did this the right way, your net worth would 10x instantly. Would be the single largest wealth creation event in music since Sony acquiring the Beatles. Blah blah blah. You're one of maybe 5 humans that I think could successfully launch a meme coin. If you're interested in learning more / doing it the right way, hit me up. Yeah, of course. This guy literally is looking to scam people using Kanye's reputation. You know what I mean? And what is it going to do? Nothing. Exactly. And not just that, we also have Montoya. So I don't know if you guys know what happened with Montoya. It's a very viral clip going on. Basically, they're on Love or Temptation Islands, I think it's Spain, and they videotaped his girlfriend banging some other dude while he was crying. He broke down and started running. He was gonna literally beat the guy up. This is like Temptation Island, Spain or something. There's like viral video clips going on. So obviously that's a meme coin. Dave Portnoy now goes, oh, I'm going to join meme coins, and then literally thinks, oh my God, all I got to do is tweet about this and I could just make money. Oh my God. See, like, this is the kind of stuff that, you can't do. You're not allowed. This is illegal to do these kind of things. You know what I'm saying? And once he was told he can't do that, he shared his wallet so that people can copy trade him. You know what I mean? Like, we literally deserve to go so much lower. And if that wasn't bad enough, we spent 2 months without Hawk Tuah, right? And guess what? Here she is on a podcast, literally talking to FaZe Banks, who, by the way, I can't believe this guy has any money. The guy literally looks homeless, right? And like he's got zero class, whatever it may be. But let's be straight up here. Like, they tried to pump the Hawk Tuah token by releasing that they were going to do this podcast early. Though, once people found out, they're like, oh, it got released early, we had to cancel it, and blah, 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 whatever. The reality is you had a bunch of people around the room, Frank DeGods and others, people who have, people called them scammers, telling another scammer how to scam or not scam. It's pretty much a joke at this point. So there's all this stuff going on in crypto. So obviously we're not even low enough because this is disgusting. Now, I want to ask you guys a question. And I'm going to ask you guys this question. And meanwhile, I'm going to read the chat. Have any of you heard of this show, Dexter? Have you ever heard of Dexter? Like, I'm not talking about the new Dexter where he's like younger. I'm not talking about Dexter New Blood. But have you watched the original Dexter series? Has anyone heard of this? Let me know. Okay? Would love to know about this. Because I have a lesson that I want to teach you. And I'm going to explain why. Meanwhile, I'll see what's in the comments over here. We got Jack Edwin. What's up, Sam? How's it going, man? How you doing? B Gold, happy Friday from Canada. Yes, actually, it just turned Saturday here, eh? Midnight, 30 minutes past midnight. B Gold, Barachain airdrop was disappointing. I farmed testnet for about a year. Minted NFTs. Yep, I did that. I minted NFTs. I staked it. I staked Atom for a bit until like the summer or April or whatever. I farmed the testnet for a while. Cito and Winnie from Stake Cito. Yeah, so here's the thing. I know Winnie got 10K because she was trying to convince me to check if I got mine. She did very little, but she had posted on Twitter about Barachain, and that's all they cared about. You could have literally wrote a 3-sentence post saying, I hate Barachain, their NFTs are so expensive, and you would have gotten $5,000 or $10,000. They literally had an airdrop allocation for tweets. Even if you wrote something negative, as long as it was constructive. If you said, hey, I don't like Barachain, their NFTs are way too expensive, I'm priced out, $5,000 or $10,000 right away. Boom. You got it, Looks like the Friday dump is happening again. Let's see how that's looking right now. Yeah, it's still trading sideways. I think I mentioned this is because of Trump, right? This is what happened, Trump and the Japanese tariffs. Have I got rid of all my ETH? No, I've gotten rid of like 60%. Significant portion for sure, right? But I mean, it is what it is. I got rid of it at 2,800. Like my average sell price for ETH, for all of it basically is around 2,800. Okay. We got Greg here. I wrapped BTC to use as collateral for a loan on Aave, which I've fully repaid. What's the most cost-effective way to unwrap it at the moment? Depends on how you wrapped it. Did you wrap it as like CBBTC? Did you do like a WBTC? What'd you do? Because if it's WBTC, you should be able to do any of that through Jumper, I think, right? Depends on what network you're on, but if you're on Base or Arbitrum, I believe that should be Base especially should make it very easy for you. That's why I love, as much as I give Coinbase a lot of flack, I think that the Base chain is probably the best chain, the best L2 that we have. Am I still bullish on Sui? I am, although short term I'm bearish. You know what I mean? Short term, I'm bearish on Sui, and like honestly, like I would not be surprised to see Sui hit $2. You know, what are my predictions for the month of Feb? Honestly, like I don't know exactly what's gonna happen in Feb, but what I think is likely is we have to wait for this move to happen. It might take the next 23 days. I'm not saying 23 days. It's not a leap year, is it? It's like 20 days or whatever, or 20 or 19 days for us to get to this level. But I believe that the worst thing that can happen to us is for us to actually just go up and trade up here. Because while that may make you happy in the short term, I don't believe we're going to go higher until we reset the liquidity here, maybe even potentially down here for ETH. And that, like I said, will have ramifications for the rest of the market. I'm hoping, as weird as it sounds, that we go lower so that we can go higher, okay? What are my thoughts on ETH L2s? I think they're basic. They're really stupid. Like I understand why Base came about. So we have ETH mainnet, we got Base, we got Arbitrum. Why do we have others? Like, I have no idea. In fact, I put that poll out on Twitter saying, if you literally didn't get airdrops or any rewards from them, would you want to see like these chains? Would you want to see these L2s? And the answer came back resoundingly no, so far anyways. Let me move this to the other screen so I can just look like forward in the camera while I talk. Just so you guys know, I'm using multiple screens. That's why I was looking to the right over here, because I had the chat up here. But now I'm looking more at the chat, so I want to see what's going on here. Let's just see what people said about Dexter. Anyone heard about it? All right, cool. Jack says yes. Steve Code, top Dexter show. Yeah, cool. No for Be Golden Vasil. I watch it. No, wait, next Dexter. Yeah, I can't wait for the next Dexter. I've only watched episode 1 of the new one when he's a kid, but it is what it is. Dexter was a good show. Yeah, it's fantastic. Okay, so let me show you why. Okay, so Dexter, in one of the shows, so Dexter, just so you guys know, is a serial killer, okay? And he's what they called a vigilante. Basically, he kills bad guys. His dad's a cop, and basically, he wanted to make sure that Dexter followed his code. One of the things he did in one of the early episodes, you see him as a young kid going to watch an execution. And he's watching the execution of a bad guy. And the reason he does this is basically he wants it seared in his head. This is what happens to you if you get caught. So don't do anything stupid, follow the code and whatever. The reason I say that is you are getting an opportunity right now to make sure when you have the opportunity to take profits, for anyone who's watching this right now, you are literally going through so much pain, right? You're going through so much pain looking at your charts. You're looking at charts that are getting destroyed. You're looking at charts that are even lower for some tokens than they were in the summer or before the bull run. Literally, you're sitting here like, what am I doing here? You're going to forget this when everything is skyrocketing. You literally will. I promise you, your inclination is going to be to hold. Please remember this. This is why I'm showing you this thing, right? Remember the pain you're going through today. Remember it. Look at Beam. Beam is literally sitting at not even 1 cent. It's sitting at below 1 cent. The zero marks where the bottom of the cycle, which is no longer the bottom of the cycle. Just take a look. Look at what has happened. We literally peaked, bottomed, basically peaked, and came back and broke through. And I guarantee you that many of you who were in Beam sold none of it, myself included. Like, I was going to sell some Beam, but because it was such a big part of my gaming investment, I didn't do it. My mistake. Once again, this is for me as much as it is for you. The next time you have the opportunity, the next time, for example, you're looking at the chart and the chart is literally like this, okay? The chart is literally like this. What are you going to do? You should be selling. And no, Saiyan Warrior, it has nothing to do with the nodes. The nodes actually were positive. Why? Because no, they're not token killers. Let me tell you why. The node, they burn tokens. Most of the nodes, when they launch, they don't burn it. So you end up taking the same pool of money and diluting it. In this case, they burn the equivalent amount of tokens. So this wasn't an issue. Normally, I would completely agree with you. This is not the case. Beam is down because every altcoin is down and gaming is getting completely crucified because no one was talking about it. And it is considered the last of the entire cycle, which most people are saying is not going to happen. But look, if you see this chart next time, what are you going to do? You're going to sell, okay? You're going to look at this and go, okay, I'm selling, right? You want to be not just, one clip selling, but selling on the way up, selling it into the safe supply, whether that's Bitcoin for you or your altcoins. This happened on so many charts. Look at what happened to Pepe. Look, I bought Pepe. I remember the day I had to give my house up. The last time I bought Pepe or before the pump was around here. This is, what was it? That was here. November 10th. Look at this. And then the next day, it got Coinbase listed, went up to like basically a 2.5 over here, and then has basically retraced the entire move back. Do you understand? Once again, we see these ridiculous pumps and our brain goes, well, alt season is supposed to 10x, 20x, 30x us, even though it's only been a few days. We need to take profits. I strongly believe that we are going to have more of these kind of waves where we basically, let me see if I can just draw this on down here. Where's the drawer brush? I think we're going to go things like this. I think this is how our altcoins are going to go, like that. So, obviously not this is going to be a lower, it's going to be I think you know what I mean, right? For example, where this keeps going up, but come on. Okay. You know what I mean? It just keeps going up, but with retracements. So what you need to do is sell on the way up. Guys, every single one of you is in your emotions. Let me tell you, no, there is a gaming alt season. A lot of people here are, you're only saying this because of price. Be gold. Ask yourself this question. If the price of Beam was 4 cents and not what it is right now, would you be saying that? No, you're only saying that because your reality is based on price. Price is what's influencing your decision. It has nothing to do with that. This is why I'm telling you, both times it's hard to make decisions. It's hard to make decisions when things are skyrocketing. It's hard to make decisions when things are dumping. You've got to detach yourself from your emotions. It's hard. It is very hard, especially if you have a lot of money in these things, which is why I get pissed when I see how ETH is doing. But we're going to see these retraces where you have bump up, come down, bump up, come down, bump up, come down. And some of these come downs bring back the entire move. So then we have a bigger come up. This is going to keep happening. So while we're in here, what I want you to take away and what I'll be doing for the rest of the cycle is I will be laddering out even before, I don't care if it's not just, if it's a week or something. And people will say, oh, Brown Gent is got paper hands. You're going to say that, right? But it's not paper hands. I'm going to be selling on the way up. I agree that there's the fear you're supposed to buy into, but Acro, once again, you're using this concept as a catch-all. You buy the fear, but you buy the fear at the right times. You don't just buy in no man's land. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I want to go back to the Ethereum chart. Buying Ethereum here is the dumbest mistake you can make unless you're sort of doing flips. If you are looking to buy for a hold, you want to be buying at structural support. So buying here at 2100 in that area, or buying above here when we reclaim the range, these are the areas that build confidence. Buying anywhere here is stupid. You buy the fear is correct, but the timing of when you do it, you have to look at the market structure. That is something that people don't talk about a lot. So Pepe is one I just showed you, right? Hyperliquid, another token that's starting to retrace, right? This one's a very strong token. This is a token that I really want to get around here, like 14 bucks. Like, let me just sort of show you. This is like, where is it? I will be buying so much Hyperliquid around this price right here, okay? Very strong support level, waiting for this to come down. It will, I think, come down here. I'll be buying, right? Ethereum, we went over. Sol, Sol's a tough one. Like, we'll see what happens at 179. I think 179 is very strong. Just like take a look over here, right? Was a very strong level of support before. And then after bounce, liquidation bounce, we'll see what happens here. 179, I'm likely buying Sol here. Okay. And then we have things like Aave. Aave is another one, right? Aave, I expect it to come down here into this range below 200. Below 200 and 173, 175. In this area, I'll be bidding. Okay. I sold my Aave around like, I think it was like 260 or 280. And you know, it went all the way up to 400 bucks and is now basically coming down. Once again, guys, the takeaway for all of you should be, these things don't run forever. And this is not a market where you can buy, hold, and wait. No, you buy, you hold for a short period of time, you ladder out your profits, and you get ready for the next time. If you did that, if every time you had that opportunity you did that, you would be doing so much better this cycle. Obviously, it's a big change from previous cycles where we would just buy, hold, and then in a month, we'd be up 20x, which is why a lot of people are already all in. It's a huge problem for them, okay? Okay, let me just go up to the top and sort of answer or talk about what other people are talking about here. Looks like the ETH is going to 1.5 to 2K zone. Yeah, so I showed that chart multiple times. 2.1K, I think, is, I don't want to say 100%, but very, very likely. And then somewhat like, you know, possible 1600 range, okay? Like I said, 75% for me in the 2100 range, 25% 1600. I still expect that ETH to go to liquidity below 2K. I said 2.1 is where I think it will go 100, you know, very confidently, and then below that is hard, but I think it will potentially come down. Have I updated my all-time high prediction for ETH cycle? No. I think, you know, it could go to 7.5K, 10K, 12.5K. Really depends on what the rest looks like. Once again, like I said, the whole goal here is to protect your capital, right? So that's why I told you guys in the Web3 Society that I was selling a bunch of my ETH, sold 60% of it. And this is to protect me from the downside. Chris, for ETH, there are too many L2s. Correct. Nobody needs that. That's right. Because honestly, all this does is fracture our liquidity. So every time you want to do something, you got to bridge from chain to chain to chain. It's horrible. Mega ETH apparently supposed to be good. Base Arbitrum, I don't even know if Optimus isn't that great. Mantle kind of sucks too. Linea obviously sucks. Zora sucks. You know, like what's the point of having all these chains? Seems that people are so afraid of downtrend for all, so they get wrecked and sell. So much panic for people, and this causes cascade. Partly that, so there's cascade selling, but there's also liquidation, right? A lot of people are on perpetual, right? You have leverage. What a lot of people don't realize is there's a lot of leverage in markets, especially NFTs as well. So you get the liquidation, and it basically causes like a either, you know, on the way up it's called a short squeeze. On the way bottom it's just like a liquidation cascade. Do I think Sol goes a lot higher? Yeah, at least 500 bucks, maybe 800. See, the funny part is when Sol's at 290, people tell me I'm not bullish enough on Sol. When Sol is coming down like this, people say, "Oh my God, Sol's dead." Like I had the same. People asked me the exact same thing in the summer when Sol was 130, and I was like, "Guys, we're going to 1,000, 800 to 1,000, I think, 500 conservative." Next cycle, I would only buy BTC and Sol. No, I think that's the wrong way to look at this, Chris. I mean, you can do that. I think once again, you should not be looking at it from a perspective of just, you know, these tokens. Obviously, Bitcoin's great, that's how I started my cycle off, right? Go back and watch the videos from August 23. I used to make 10-minute long videos buy Bitcoin. I would just be building a portfolio for the bull market, and it was just Bitcoin, Bitcoin, only Bitcoin, only Bitcoin, only Bitcoin. And my Bitcoin position, like what was it, like 6x or whatever, and I sold it at 93K, started buying back in at 98K, whatever. I missed a small amount, but I took that 93K and basically 4 to 5x'd it, like the 93K Bitcoin that I had. Sorry, it wasn't $93,000 worth, but that's why I sold the Bitcoin. I took that money, put it in XRP, 4 to 5x'd it in XRP in December, and then rotated to ETH, which obviously has done well. But don't look at it from just a perspective of black and white. Look for the opportunity, get in there while there's an opportunity, sell, and then rotate back. You have sold some of your alts? Yep. If this is necessary for ETH, it's going to happen. I don't want to think it will happen to alts. Yeah, 100%. The problem is, what you have to understand is a lot of alts are very close to the bottom anyways. Yeah, they can go down more, right? The alts you want to avoid, right, are not the alts like, Injective or whatever, like Injective and Tau and Render and stuff. Yeah, they can go down something, right? But it's more the on-chain altcoins, like Fartcoin. Like Taiki Meta basically made a video, I think it was yesterday, saying he basically got out for most of it. Things like Virtuals, AI16Z, a lot of the on-chain tokens are getting absolutely slaughtered, which is why I told you guys on the last AMA, as well as 2 weeks ago in the Web3 Secret Society, don't be buying up the bleed on the on-chain alts, because now that we passed a certain point, it is just going to be a complete bleed and you're just going to waste your money. You're going to be catching a falling knife. Patel, evening, BG got 7 Barra. Forgot to convert my BG into Barrow. Otherwise, it would have been a good drop. Yeah. Well, Solaire is on Monday, and Tuesday is the claim. Hopefully, that'll be okay. They're going to figure out good cats in March. Hopefully, I get an allocation for like the 10 plus videos, plus all the content I made on Twitter for it, but you never know. Got Jack here. Yeah, so we already went through this is the Dexter stuff, so that's good. Any thoughts on Airdrome basis Dex? Yeah, I think it's trash. So people who are in it, who are shilling it, like Crypto Lark or whatever, right? He was telling everyone to buy Arrow, and then you find out that he was a seed investor, and then his stuff got unlocked, and he dumped it all on his people. He dumped every single Arrow token that he had. I don't like it. DeFi coins, yeah, I think Aave and Camino are fine, but you have to wait once again for the majors to settle. Don't be buying those things before ETH and stuff settle. Also, once again, like I said, the probably the sweet spot for Aave will be around that. I think it's like $170 to $200 range. What do you think about the Sui Play gaming handheld console? What about it? I ordered it. I'm supposed to get an airdrop from Bluefin or whatever, and they've been holding off on that forever. The Bluefin token has dropped like 95%, I think. So unfortunately, we were supposed to get that airdrop on day one, and instead we're gonna get nothing. So, kind of annoyed, because once again, it just feels like a lot of projects are so incompetent. Like iLoop is incompetent like you wouldn't believe. NX Finance, Yaka Finance, all these teams like literally selling things and having zero brain cells. It's just absurd to me. But that's nothing to do with the Sui Play gaming handheld. I think it's okay. I bought one. I got that mythic soulbound token or whatever, waiting for it to apply to my Sui wallet. GuiBot, how's it going? Yo. Worth picking up Little Pudgy now? It's close. 1 ETH's not bad. Yeah, if you want one, yeah, I don't see why not, right? Like, let me just take a look at Magic Eden. If I look there, I think it's close to having been bottomed out, right? We'll bring this up on the charts over here. Yeah, so you can see here, like, it did go to 0.687. So the Japanese, you could actually probably wait actually seeing this, because August 4th, 3rd, 4th, I remember I was in Greece. This is when the Japanese carry trade happened. This is when the ETH liquidation wick was, right? So go back to ETH. We should literally see that liquidation wick. Where is it? Yeah, the 5th August. So that would be in the 4th, in Europe. So basically, yeah, like this is literally like that wick, and it corresponds to the lowest price or Little Pudgies. So potentially wait for ETH to drop a little bit more, like when it has a liquidation wick, maybe. Like right here, 0.91. You might get a cheaper one. So just wait a little bit for now, okay? I probably wait just see ETH correct and then get it for cheaper. Run looks over for now. Yeah, that's what they want you to think. Like I said, A lot of people threw their money away, gave them to a lot of influencers. A lot of influencers have made a ton of money, like 7-8 figures this cycle, just sort of sell people on meme coins. There are a lot of people out there who've just banked on like Frank the Gods and everything and Murad. I mean, some people are surprised to find out Murad had side wallets. Like, I didn't know it was possible not to know that he had side wallets and he was dumping the tokens there. Like, obviously, that's what crashed into. I mean, it is what it is, right? It's like the followers who do that and listen to him gonna get screwed. Like, I thought Murad's thesis was good, and that's what I said. Then he started shilling meme coins. I didn't buy a single one of his shitty meme coins. Why? Because I knew exactly what he was trying to do. And I told you guys too. Thoughts on linear airdrop? I don't know. Q1. Anytime in the next 7 weeks. When and how big? I'm saying, how am I supposed to know the answer to that? Saying, why don't I ask you this question? Tell me what's going to happen with the linear airdrop. Tell me the date of TGE and tell me how much I'm getting. Sound retarded, right? All right. Bro, what do you think of Lamaze? Token hell, well, I don't even know what that is. Lamaze? What is this, a meme coin? Like, if it is, I'm not bringing it up. Let me tell you right now. Because, like, if you have some low market cap, whatever, I'm not interested. But I don't know what this is. Yeah, this is some like terrible meme. This is meme? Lamaze org. What is this? Modular compute layer for ZK. Yeah, no thanks. Anything that's associated with ZK Sync, I'm not interested. Okay, so no thanks. I would personally don't like any of these tokens, and yeah, like this token is cooked. Like, just for thing, I want to show you the chart. Yeah, this is what they call cooked. Okay, it's on Arbitrum, but still, I wouldn't touch it. Okay. Lol got here. The last thing I thought I'd hear was talking about Dexter. I set up a blood Saturday network. Nice. I love Dexter. It's a great show. But no, I was just showing you like the warning signs, right? Gotta remember, like, it's easy to forget when things are really good, but just remember the pain. Remember, like, hey guys, there was a point in time that you guys are in this chat saying the cycle's over. So like when people tell you take profits, don't call them stupid. Okay. So we below $3 now. It's crazy. Crash from 5. Yeah. Is it actually below $3? I'm not surprised. Like, I'm surprised it held on for that long. It should be lower than that. Yeah. Sui, like, I think I said Sui to $2. Like, $2 is like in the cards. Like, where is it? Like $2.40. May not even that. Like, could be even $1.70. Like somewhere between $1.70 and $2.30 is likely where it's going to like stay. Yeah, around two. There you go. $2.08. That's likely the area. Okay. This thing is literally going to come crashing down. It is what it is. This is why you take profits, right? Like, I got into Sui at like what? Like my buys were 80 cents and $1.50, $1.60, something like that. Is Eclipse milking us? No. What do you mean? Help? When do we remove our liquidity? Wait for a snapshot of an airdrop or something. So Patel, like, I don't know what kind of question is that? Like, I think Eclipse is, of all the chains that's being launched, I think Eclipse is the best one so far. And honestly, use it to farm your passive grass or whatever in TurboTap, and I think you're good. Okay. You don't hear much about thing. Yeah. We already went through this. You really think Sui is going to $2? Yes, I do. Guys, when you're borrowing to buy things on dips, you want to wait until they're at the right zones. Like, let me bring up the Sui chart, like on here. Let me just bring it up so I can just go through this, okay? Like, you see here, this is not even the strongest support, $3.02, right? Look at the next one. And we broke down to $2.03. Like, guys, the fact that you don't look at this, like, look at the liquidation wick. You have to understand that the market makers know that people are willing to sell here. So if that's the case, why aren't they going to bring it back down here? Right? This is like $2.37. It can go down even further right here, but like, look at the support right here. So that's why I say like the $2.30 to $2.37, okay, whatever, and to $2.07. That's like a big area. This is going to be your area likely that we get to. But Brandon, like, it's not just throwing numbers out there. You have to look at the charts. It's not just, oh, it's a number that matters. This is why it's so important to have the charts for the tokens you buy. How low can Sui go? Yeah, like I said, hey man, $2.07, $2.27 or $2.37. In that range, I think is possible. Seed invest in Arrow. Was it Arrow or Avo? Whatever it is, right? What is it? Aerodrome or Ever? Whatever. I would definitely like Crypto Lark. Definitely said he's an investor there. Let me just go check. And by the way, you know, it's funny. Everyone always like I think people say, "Oh, you're misinformed, bro." And then like if I show you after, like it's just like maybe I'll do this some other time, but I'm gonna go find the thing. Lark Davis Arrow, because he has this like portfolio disclosures, right? And he had it on there for sure. I know for sure he had it there. The biggest DEX, Aerodrome Finance. I'm just reading this right now. God damn, I gotta log in right now. All right, I'll do it after. What about Aptos? Trash tier. Like once again, another L1. I think Sui is just a better L1. And I'll be honest, given everything I've seen with Strength, I think Sui and Hype are the top two L1s, in my opinion, coming this cycle. Saw an interview with the Sui CPO. He said there's a Sui play drop about March 1st. Cool. Are we ever going to get the Sui play? And are we... The thing with Sui play that I don't like is it's not giving me the token to my Sui wallet. Like, when are we ever going to be able to attach it? Down bad, altcoiners are selling. Institutions will. Yeah, but here's what you're missing, Volpsel. Institutions and whales are not buying shit tokens. Most altcoiners who are down bad are selling fart coin. Do you think institutions and whales are buying that trash? No. The institutions want to buy Sol and ETH. They don't want to buy fart coin. They like, I don't even think they buy virtuals or AI16Z. They don't buy the AI agents. They're not buying a lot of the on-chain tokens. A lot of people who are in altcoins are down bad in on-chain tokens. What about if you bought a little pudgy at $1.84? For what? To buy a second one? So what? I'm going to tell you right now, I bought a big pudgy at 16.85 ETH, okay? And I mean, obviously it's not nice to be down like, what is it, like 16.85, right? 16.8, okay? I bought this for about, what's the floor right now? 10.19. I bought this for about 6.6 ETH more than it's currently worth. That being said, I sold my last one for a plus 5 ETH profit. So I'm still down a tiny bit, but I think the Pudgy Penguin will recover. And I think when after does an airdrop or whatever, there will be an allocation for them and I should get something back. I'm not worried about this NFT, okay? But yeah, if you have it, so be it. I wouldn't sell it. Check out Ohm, hasn't dumped at all. Yeah, well, I have checked out Ohm. I've been waiting because we have an airdrop that Mullins keeps postponing. I don't know. Am I looking into bear chain NFTs? No, why would I do that? Like all these people come to me and want me to be the one who buys their shitty NFTs at like insane valuations. The bear chain ecosystem NFTs, maybe not the ones that are launching today, but the ones that were launching prior that are worth like 10 ETH, 15 ETH, are like, yeah, man, I should buy it. I minted it for like 0.1. I minted it for 0.5 ETH. You should buy it off me for 15. Yeah, I'm good. I'm heavy in Eclipse to tech is sound. However, the lack of reputable protocols building on it and low TVL. Yeah, so what? Look, here's the thing. You remember one thing. Low TVL, how many new chains are launching at this time? How many competing priorities are there? I'm not too worried about it, okay? Just give it some time. It'll be there. iLoop is a rug in progress. Yeah, I hope so. Any thoughts on what can be done to make these pay before they ghost? 100% there are. You know, it's funny. Solana ID, I was not going to do the whitelist. And then I got a personal, maybe not personal message, but I got a message because saying, oh, you're in the top 10 of Solana ID holders. I think this would be a very good opportunity for you. You should consider it. We've even got you a whitelist. Here's a private code. Let us know what you think, Brown Gent, whatever. Okay, great. So I did it, put $3,000 in, and now it's $300. When I went to claim it, when I went to claim it, at the time the claim goes up, found out it opened an hour early. Like, what the hell is this? And found out that they basically made it unvested for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So it is literally the worst. Like, I cannot believe it. And I think iLoop literally is a complete rug. And I would be very careful. I would not sign anything on their chain if possible, because they will literally, like, they could basically, you never know. You could go in there and they could literally rug you. They could not just rug you, but they can like hack you. Like if they, we got exploited, man. We had no idea what happened. So anybody who connected to our thing, they just lost all their money. Oh, we can't do anything. I'm sorry. Like these guys, like there is nothing we can do, but I will definitely be holding Solana ID people accountable. I will be talking to those guys like straight up, and I'm gonna be making a lot of noise about this stuff. Believe me. There's a big community in Dubai called Super Team. It's kind of like gate kept because you got to be a builder. I'm going to be a builder, and I'm going to get in there and make sure Solana ID is held accountable. These guys are the absolute worst. There's Aero and Aerodrome. Yeah, I'm talking about Aerodrome, the financial thing, right? I bought 1,000 Jupe today because they're the best team. Yeah, I think Jupe is great. I think the Jupe token, I will be I think at some point you want to unstake it just because of what's going to happen in the market. But I think we have an extended bull market, so maybe you don't have to. So yeah, it's not bad. The new NFTs. Yeah, the thing is, look, the official NFTs are the ones that have skyrocketed, right? The other things, any idiot can make a project. Like every idiot's going out there and making their own NFTs like they're on Abstract. They're okay for a day, and then they go to zero or they go to near zero. So I personally think if you want to play a game of hot potato, sure, there are way better ways to make money. Solana ID sends offers for the worst protocol. It's funny you say that because I've never gotten a single email from them besides this one. So I thought it was weird. So I was like, all right, you know what? Let me go directly to the website and check first because I want to make sure it's not a phishing one or whatever. And I put in my code and it worked. I'm like, oh, okay. Another question, am I bullish on and on? Yeah, I'm bullish on Hey and On. Nick, if you're in the Web3 Secret Society, you would have gotten at $3. That's when I know some people got in a little lower, but you know, I sort of told our group $3 to buy it, brought it all the way up to $20. I did sell it at one point for, what was it, like 13 or 14 bucks. Yeah, not bad. Made a big bag of on nonsense. Low key steady teddies might be worth it. Yep. I had bought, so steady teddies, definitely want one of those. That's probably the only NFTs that I want, but Barachain I think is going to be a complete colossal disaster. I'm not really a fan of Barachain. Like what is there, right? Solana ecosystem can be the worst and the best at the same time. I read that out of order, but yeah, the best and the worst at the same time. Yeah. Problem is it makes it very cheap for low value grifters to do whatever, right? Like iLoop is terrible. Solana ID like is dog shit. Like I have received like 5 emails from Solana ID. Desperate teams go to them to boost engagement. Interesting. Like, so did you get like a white, like, so I got like a whitelist code or something to get for 1 cent because they had a public sale too. So I was like, all right, you know what? And like, I actually, so before I did it, I looked at demand. And the demand, it was like 80% full. I remember I ran home from the UFC gym when I was at Dubai Marina, and I was like, all right, I want to go get that and put some money in here. And then it took some while to fill the rest. But like at the same time, I looked at the thing. I'm all right, great. I make sure I know when I have to claim. I make sure I also know like how much is vested. Okay, great. So I don't have to be, it's not the worst thing if I'm late. When I found out, when I logged on and like before I even did anything, I found out, oh, they already like did the TGE, and I'm like, wait, what? And then I found out that the token went down. The first thing I saw was the apology, and I was really pissed. What was that Twitter guy you were saying? I am Jackass? Yeah. Let me go get him. He's fantastic. Like honestly, this is like he's like honestly like. I think we are lucky to have him in crypto. Guy is incredible. This guy. Okay. I am Jackass. Absolutely incredible. Best quant there ever is. And like, honestly, literally like all he does is just talks about like puts all his thesis on here. And he's so spot on. Like I remember I disagree. I didn't follow his thesis in the summer and I would have made like 7 figures if I did just listening to him. Like absolutely incredible analysis. Definitely think it's somebody you really need to focus on. Okay. For those watching, I'm going to put his Twitter link in my description after the fact so you have it. Anyways, guys, it's been on for an hour. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you like this content. As always, I'm here obviously to sort of make content for you guys to help you out. I really think that we will have an alt cycle. I just think it's delayed. I think the next time we do see some massive price appreciation that you are selling, you don't just sit there and think that we're going to go to the moon, because the reality is like, hey, this is a mature market. 4-year cycles literally won't work like that. You think the market makers are going to make it that easy for us? Definitely not. So stay away from that greed that tells you to be 100% in. The only thing you want to be focused on being in during the cycle is Bitcoin. Like always, trim your profits. So like if you don't like being in stables, put your money in Bitcoin because it's just as good during this cycle. And then what you want to do is consider at the end of the cycle, do you want to go into fiat, put it in your bank account, or do you want to hold on to Bitcoin because you believe that, you know what, it doesn't matter if it does go down, it won't go down that much, or if it does, I'll hold it for next year. I'm going to still decide what my approach is going to be. I really have to see what the adoption looks like. If other countries are basically stockpiling Bitcoin at these prices, I might just have to do it because it's very different. And then I would just have some cash on the side as well for me to buy Bitcoin in case it dumps. That being said, your altcoins are going to be your biggest weakness. They're going to have low lows, high highs. Your goal here is, hey, no matter how much you screwed up the last few months, you got another chance. You have another couple chances. Next time it happens, great. When it goes up, go there, start selling. Don't convince yourself that now's the time, it's just going to go straight up for 3 months and then you're good. No, just start laddering out. Give yourself the ability to buy. And the last thing I want to show, because I forgot to show it, is never forget this, which is if you buy majors and you want to buy the dip. So like, let's say ETH goes 2,100 or, whatever, right? Sol goes to 179 and you have some majors like ETH or Sol or whatever, you can lend them out on Avi or Camino Finance. Don't borrow any more than 33% of their collateral value in stablecoins. That gives you a safe margin from any further correction. You can now borrow those stables, use those stables, swap them to buy either ETH or Sol. Don't be buying trash. Buy the good tokens. Buy the majors. Then once they recover, sell that. That's your extra profit. You can put that in your pocket. That's your good stuff. The ETH and Sol that you had already lent, that is your bag that you're going to ride up, okay? And you keep doing this kind of stuff to grow your account. This is truly the way to build your account. I've had so many people reach out to me telling me how much this has changed the way that they look at crypto and how much money this has made them. Make sure you're utilizing this. One other thing I want to show you guys I'm doing, I forgot to show you, is if you look at my wallet, I constantly, so I have about, on this wallet, I have about 10 ETH that I just keep swinging. So I'll basically, for example, see here, I sold 7 ETH for 19,420 bucks. Then I bought it back like literally like 2 hours later, and I made a profit of like $170. You see here, and then I sent that $170 to another wallet, so I track it. Like I said, not the biggest thing, and honestly, if ETH just kept going down, I didn't care. Like it was whatever, right? I got a bunch more ETH on another wallet. This is just my swing trading position. I'm continuously finding ways to make more money because when we trade sideways, I still want to make money. And once we finally pick a direction, which I likely believe is going down, then I have a big bolus. Like you can see here, let me go to my portfolio. On this wallet alone, I have $81,000 on base from selling Ethereum. I have a bunch of stables on other wallets to do the exact same thing. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you ever want anything, or if you ever want coaching, guidance, support, check the services link down below. You have till February 14th. I'll be on probably tomorrow with another video. I'm going to be looking at other properties because, why not? So with that, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good night or have a good day, no matter where you are. And until next time, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.